Welcome back to EP Daily. Now we are in the heat of the moment with the Rocket Raygun Awards. We are moving forward. We're going to talk indie games now. A lot of great indie games came out this year. A lot of great indie games seem to come out every year. Let's talk about the nominees. We've got Ori and the Blind Forest. We've got Her Story, a game not a lot of people played, but a lot of people heard about. We've got, of course, Rocket League. How could we not include that? And we have one last game, Crypt of the Necrodancer. I almost forgot it.
Crypt of the Necrodancer is my pick, absolutely. And it came out of nowhere. I didn't know what to expect out of the thing. It's kind of like an RPG, sort of like a roguelike where you're going through and you die and you have to restart. You try to get as far as you can, but the whole time you're playing it, you're sort of dancing as you're playing it. I was totally captivated, and I think there's so many smart pieces to the puzzle here, and it just pulls you in with its charm, its lightheartedness, and its, frankly, awesome music. It's a terrific title, for sure.
Now, Sophia, you talked when we were talking about PC games that you were mostly playing indie games, so what's your pick here?
It's a great category, and yes, early in the year, Ori and the Blind Forest would have been my pick. But I have to go with Her Story. I played it recently. It is so different, and it's difficult to talk about it because you have to just go in without knowing anything about it. It's so unique, so it's a really great experience, and I highly recommend it. It's fairly short. You can do it in an evening, so that's going to be my pick.
Marissa, what about you? Best indie game?
I feel like I have to just go with Ori and the Blind Forest because I've never had a game punch me in the gut so early on as that game did. It pulled me in so quickly. I feel like that's what I want out of my video games. I want them to evoke some kind of emotion from me, and Ori and the Blind Forest did that.
We have 3 different picks already. This is going to be a tight one.
Yep.
Steve, what do you think?
It is going to be a tight one. I mean, this is such a strong year for indie games, but if we're talking about games that brought out emotion to me, I don't think I had more emotions than playing Rocket League. Nothing has grabbed me this year like Rocket League, and it just amazes me that something this polished comes out of such a small studio. I mean, these guys just put their hearts and souls into this car soccer game, and it became a phenomenon that I think it deserves to be.
Before I pass it on to anybody else, I'm just going to go ahead and make my vote. I'm going to agree with Steve with Rocket League. Part of the reason I agree is because we played this game together so much this year. Seriously, I cannot remember a game I've played as much as I played Rocket League.
That's great.
And the fact that it came from such a small studio, what a incredible achievement. So let's wrap this up. Scott, what are you going with?
Ori and the Blind Forest, for sure. I like stories about giant, misunderstood creatures who don't last long in the experience. The creature actually comes back later.
All right. What about you, Rags?
For this category, I think Her Story, because it was such a different experience and sort of moving the narrative along in video games, I really, really enjoyed that.
Man, I think we've got 2 all across the board here. Jose, you're going to have to be the tiebreaker.
Her Story, I thought, was definitely a unique experience, but once you're done, it's over. And then you have Rocket League that you can just play over and over again. I have a DeLorean, okay? I'm making goals in a DeLorean, and I just like the power of love. So definitely Rocket League is getting my vote.
So congratulations to Psyonix and Rocket League, Best Independent Game of 2015. Now we're going to move on to what is always the hardest category, I think. It's the action game category. We are going to talk about Bloodborne, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Batman Arkham Knight, of course. We've got Just Cause 3, a late entry, and Metal Gear Solid 5, of course. So let's start with Jose. What'd you think, my friend?
I mean, again, all tough games to judge and pick a favorite, but for me, I have to go with the game that I put a whole lot of hours into. Rise of the Tomb Raider, I couldn't stop playing this game. I thought I was done, and there was like 4 hours left, and it was 4 in the morning, and I just had to finish it. Rise of the Tomb Raider is going to get my vote.
You know, I liked Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I really didn't understand why it didn't.
But there's tombs.
That's enough from you.
When are you going to get to Batman?
I'm not going to talk about Batman.
Okay.
I was kind of let down by Batman, but you can fix that later. Of course, it's going to be Bloodborne. I thought this was really an achievement. It's not an RPG. Sure, there's some RPG elements in there. It's mostly an action game. Like, it is action game through and through, and I love action games. I love Devil May Cry. I love this kind of thing. This is my kind of game. This gets my vote without a doubt.
And more action in this game than any of the Dark Souls games.
Oh, yeah.
You can't hide behind a shield.
Yeah.
You got to dodge.
I don't need to hide.
You got to be active.
I'm good.
You know who's really active? Maybe the most active person here?
Steve Tilley. Yeah, I knew it.
Steve.
If you think of Bloodborne being part of the Souls franchise, every one of these games is a part of a series, a continuation, and I don't think some of them brought enough new to the experience. Some of them went too far out of the experience. I think the perfect mix was Rise of the Tomb Raider because it took the success of the first game and
They added tombs.
Perfectly built on that. Added tombs, 9-hole tombs you can raid now. It just sucked me in for so long, and I had to see it through to the end.
I mean, obviously, Rise is a bigger game than the first game, although I think there's a lot of controversy around Laura suddenly becoming such a killer with guns. She shoots so many guys in this game.
Yeah.
But obviously, yeah, beautiful, great mechanics. Sort of like Sophia. What do you think? Best action game?
I'm gonna have to go with Rise of the Tomb Raider. Granted, I spent a lot of time just hunting stuff, just exploring the world, raiding tombs. I mean, the shooting part, you're gonna have to do it at some point, but I actually just really enjoyed being Lara and just finding all the collectibles on the map. So if I have spare time, I'm just go back to Rise of the Tomb Raider.
It's going to happen a lot this year.
It's
That's
fun being
3.
Laura. It's fun being Laura. It's true, but we're forgetting about someone very important, and his name is Rico Rodriguez. You're forgetting all about Just Cause 3. I'm sorry, but all of these action games, I feel like action adventure, it all combines in Just Cause 3. All these things, it has everything, man. It's good stuff, and that's what's getting my vote, even though clearly it doesn't matter.
Clearly, I need to sit you all down and play Batman again with all of you because the story is incredible and the graphics and the action adventure in Batman Arkham Knight are peerless.
If only there was no Batmobile, we'd all agree with you, right?
Okay.
What's your pick?
You know what? I have a soft spot for Rico. I love Just Cause, but no, it's going to Rise of the Tomb Raider. I agree. I think it was a fabulous game.
It's amazing.
Well, even though I picked Bloodborne, it doesn't really matter because Rise of the Tomb Raider, congratulations to Crystal Dynamics, Best Action Adventure of 2015. Now we have one more award we want to give out really quickly. This is the Best Visuals of 2015. We're just going to go ahead and give it to Star Wars Battlefront.
Yep.
Because
my friend.
holy crap. This is like you're in Star Wars.
It's so beautiful.
Look at the lasers! Darth Vader! The snow and the icicles! Anyway, awesome work on making this game, DiceyDA. Best Visuals of 2015. We've got a lot more, so stick around.